Hi, this is Casey Phelps. This video is in partial completion of my Master's for Education, EdTech Leadership through Lamar University, and this is the observation video for the practicum plan. I will be doing an observation of a teacher who teaches 6th grade. She will be doing English Language Arts vocabulary lesson, and she is using the laptops in her classroom. They're using Excel with vocabulary to provide engagement and a different way of looking at data gathering. In this video, I will be looking through an administrator's lens. I am looking for multicultural awareness, gender sensitivity, learning differences, and I'll be looking for key strengths and identifying weaknesses within the teacher's mannerisms and teaching methods in the classroom.
Let's review about doing need to make a comment each time that we click. Okay, perfect. It'll get through quicker to get to the more exciting stuff. And then, now, this is just a grid, right? We've got A, horizontal, and the numbers going up and down. So we're going to click in the A1 box. And inside the A1 box, you're going to type in new word, N-E-W-W-O-R-D. We got that one? We're going to type in the B1 box. You know, the smartboard doesn't like my fingers. You're going to type in the B1 box, and you're going to type the word definition. Better? How do I do this? What? To see bigger?
Just stay in the box.
Stay in the box. Click away to a different box and then you can go back into the.
Yeah, you flip
Yeah,
it
just stick it in.
and then
Just type the word definition. Now I can't see the letter D for my word, and it's it's over the top of there. If you click here, do you see where it looks like a stick person with its hands poking out? It's got arrows going both ways. When you double click there, it'll automatically adjust that column so that the first column will get wider for you. Okay? If you can't see, if you're fine with it, it's all good. Ooh, this colleague taught me something new today. I'll save that. And then you'll have the first word in there already. Okay. The first word that we all put on that list together, pull out your list. What was the first word that we put on there? Bereaved. Oh.
I can't see. I find my words. I can't find my words.
They were behind our vocabulary.
I said two.
Okay, so let's, just for fun, to make sure we've got it, we can all put bereaved for the first one. So you're getting an extra word. In the definition box, then, you're going to type in that definition. Now watch while I type. Stop typing, watch while I type. Because we said that that meant okay, but watch. When I click away, not always, just a second. Yes, Miss Deb? Yes. Okay. If you were to happen to click on this C box and type something in there, which you don't need to do, and you put it over the edge of the box, it'll lengthen it so you can see the whole thing inside of there, okay? Then you're gonna go to the next column, type in your next word, and if you know the definition. Today, we're just gonna take 10 minutes to type in as many of the words off the list that you can, and then I'll show you how to upload it so that you can work on it at home if you want to, okay? Yes, I'm gonna show you that when we finish. So don't worry about alphabetical right now, you type it in, I'm gonna save it for you for this, then you can steal it. Okay, so you go to yep. They don't have to be in ABC order, just as long as you can. Miss Colleen, do I need to get a dictionary book, or could I actually go to dictionary.com and just copy and paste the stuff out of there too? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Either way, whatever one works best for you. Kind of feels like you're cheating that one. Did you find your journal? Just type it in. I don't want to look them up right now, Miss Colleen, because I want to get as many words as I can. That's perfectly fine. No problem. Type in the words right now. You don't have to look them up. They're not due till the end of the book, remember?
So that question 4 that we did
Yes. RJ just asked the perfect question. How do I know which definition? That's why we wrote down what page it's on, right? So we could go back to make sure, because one of his words was fleet. In the book, do you think fleet is gonna mean a large group of ships, or is fleet gonna mean to move quickly? Move quickly, so yeah, you have to make sure you have the right definition. You can, yeah. If you wanna put the page number in the C column, that is perfectly fine, yes. Dictionary.com. All the hieroglyphics off. There are no hieroglyphics on it. Oh, no, that's why I said I wiped all the copies off. It goes down to infinity. There's plenty of space.
It does. I did not. I did nothing.
Get rid of your It's probably, look at second, I'm at the bottom of my sheet and I don't know, you can enter and it'll take you down one more. Just hit the down arrow, it'll take you down more. You will not run out. There's more than enough space.
This is what they use for this class. Oh yeah, my mom uses Excel all the time.
Oh yeah, see that before? I didn't have my book for all those.
Which one are we turning him? This one or this? This one. Okay, so we don't have to write the definitions here, but it's
If you just want to make your notebook the word list and make this the definition and word, that's perfectly fine. Know that sometimes people don't save correctly though, so then they need to retype things. So make sure you're listening when it gets to the save part, especially when you start heading to saving from home.
I have a problem.
Me to help figure out which definition, you've got to tell me, show me where it is in the book so I can. You had another word on there, is what you're saying?
No, I did not.
What went wrong then?
I was typing in this and then where that moved up to there.
I can get rid of that. Like,
Wait a second, wait a second. I know.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. See, look how great I solved that.
I'm amazing.
Once we could do that,
It's Monday. Your sister agrees.
Yeah, Monday.
I'm not
Yeah.
agreeing with you. No matter what day it is.
I like a vast
Hey, do all the work we have on here have to be in our
Hey,
journal?
do you see that I'm talking to somebody second? She had an S on it. So. Is there anything in the solid works in buildings. In that book. Yeah, there's a, make sure you look on the page. Okay, just go there, I'm not done. It's okay. Pause, stop where you're at. I want to show you how to save it so that you can work on it from home if you'd like to, okay? So take your fingers either behind your back, in your lap, somewhere away from your keyboard. And eyeballs have to look at my loveliness this morning. Danny, to your left, a little further. A little more. Oh, okay. When we save this, you're going to save it to your server space at school. But you can't get to that from home. So I'm going to show you how through HEB Learning to save it onto there. And then you can reach it and resave it back into HEB Learning. Fingers away. That's beautiful. Okay, so first step, file, save as. Everybody's doing file, save as. Save what you got so far. And remember, we're going to hit browse so we can find those letters and numbers back. You're going to click on your letters and numbers. And when you do that, I want you to change the file name from words. I want it to say your name plus your words. So it's going to be Tavian's words, Chip's words, Steve's words. Change it to Aaron's words, somebody else's words.
Can we put adjectives in it?
You put Mason's words. That's what you're doing.
Can we put from P and P? It's in positive.
Nate's words. That's all I want you to say. Because then I'll know everybody's is the same. So when you come and go, I can't find it anywhere. I'll go, I don't know what it is. You say you did something else. And then you have to go all the way back. And it'll be, oh, it's so terrible. Yeah, just put your name and the words on there. It'll be less dramatic. And then hit save. And then I want you to close it. Hold on.
I always do that to check.
I don't know if I did it.
Just in case that I go back to the window and go all through and check my notes.
Wait, I don't know if I did it.
Okay, and then I want that window closed so that you can open it back up later. Because if you still have it open, it won't let you throw it into there. It'll say, danger, you still have it open. That's not good. So somebody that's sitting by Kirsty, tell her to close her window so that, look, there we go. Now we're good.
Wait,
Okay, yes, sir.
Don't save.
I want you to save. Yes, I want you to save. So click save on your letters and numbers.
Did you just do it?
I don't want it to be open anymore. Don't have it open. Click on the save button. Make sure he's hit his letters and numbers there. Aiko,
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's
you're in. Aiko, you realize you're gonna have to go home with him now and help him when he gets home. You just did it for him. He's smiling that you're gonna come over and help with homework tonight. Alright, so now I need you to log into HEB Learning. So everybody log into HEB Learning. Just like we're gonna go take our quiz, but you're not gonna take your quiz this second. So log into
I didn't take my quiz last week, so I need it.
Oh,
We still have to take our quiz. Dang it!
I hope it's something like Yeah, I got 10 hours.
I'm not. 11 hours. 11 hours, 31. Okay. Once you're in, I want you to go to the spot that has the heading that says Pre-AP Language Arts area.
Okay.
So instead of going to the weekly quiz area, go to the Pre-AP Language Arts area.
And the lag.
I can't talk back to you.
Mine is so laggy right now.
Okay, while it's loading, let's talk for a second while you look at mine, okay? This right here is kind of like a portal that lets you save stuff into it, and then from home you get to see it and you can resave over the top of it and put new things in there. Let's talk about when you get home then. When you open this and you get home and you type your stuff in there, you have to save it at your home computer wherever your parents allow you to save things on that device, okay? After you've saved it, and I would save it as, when you get home, if you go home tonight to work on it, I would save it as chip number 1 words, because you'll know it's your newest version of those words. So that if something happens to one of those back copies, you can always go to your last one that you had and work from there instead of going back to today's original and having to work from today's names.
So what do we press when we get to the PAC arch?
I haven't told you yet because I'm waiting for everybody to get into there because some people are still waiting for it to open, okay? Okay, Nate, Aaron just asked what should he press when he gets to there. Did I just answer that?
Yes.
Are you close enough to hear me? Okay, so where did I say we go? I said, yeah, pre-AP area. You're going to the same place where we take our weekly quizzes. And then above the weekly quizzes it says pre-AP.
Okay, so what do I do next?
Get smacked on the. Okay. So when you click on Prince and the Pauper words,
You want to pick the pin?
yep. Yes, exactly. Then you're gonna hit view. You should have a spot that says view, correct? Mine shows everybody's submissions. Yours is gonna look different. You should be able to hit
Mine says add submission.
correct. Add submission. So click on add submission. I know, because we did this last year too, so crazy how I work smart, okay? Now, it says file. Okay, let's all say it at once so that we're not gonna keep popcorning it. Ready? It's overdue by 1 year. It is overdue by 1 year. Okay, so we're all good. Now, nobody else is gonna say it, because we've all got it out of our system, okay? After you hit submission, then it says, file submissions. So click on file submissions.
So what do I click over here? That doesn't do anything. But that makes it get rid of it.
Okay,
That makes it get rid of it.
okay, hit cancel and go back to your add submission because it took a while for that window to pop up. I'm gonna talk you through from that. So you hit cancel, then you went back to add submission. There is a add submission. A blue file folder is going to show up that says files over to the left. You're going to click on files. And then up above there looks like a little white piece of paper that says, and when you hold your mouse over the top of it, it will say add. You're going to click on that. gonna say upload a file. Click on upload a file. Now, it'll say attachment, and then to the right of there it says browse. We're gonna click on browse, because we wanna go find our stuff. So where's browse? Middle of the screen. Where did we file that paper away?
Our names.
Okay, so click on your letters and numbers,
Found it.
and you're gonna look for the name of that file, and then you can click upload this file.
Save.
And then save
doesn't
changes.
What do we put?
Oh, never mind.
You don't have to click save as. Just hit upload the file. Upload the file. All the word browse.
How do you upload it? This is why we get there. Andrew, it's already there. It's
Now, when you get home, you'll be able to click on that edit the submission, and it'll pop up to that Excel spreadsheet that we've created. You can add things to it, but listen to the steps. You may want to write it in your notebook. Well, after you've added things to it, you have to save it at home with that new name. So it's going to be Kyle 1 words or Nate 1 words. You can use the same one, but then some people get confused and they save the wrong thing back into there. So it's better to keep adding a number onto it each time. Okay? So you've renamed it James's 1 words, and then you re-upload it just like you did. It'll say new upload, and it lets you put that back into there so that we can go back and forth. Yes. So it is now at your house. It can be seen anywhere that you can get onto the internet.
Uh-oh.
So how do I get there, Miss Conley? We go to the same exact spot that we HEB Learning. Go to those words. When we click on it, it's going to be right there for us. Okay? Do I have to do it at home? No, we'll have time over the next 3 Mondays to type in stuff after our quizzes, just like today, to work on it. Can I work on it some more after my quiz today? Sure. But you have to resave it and then re-upload it if you want to go back and forth with it. Okay? Sierra? Do you have to have Office to do that at home? Yes. Okay, so then you're at school, which is perfectly fine, because I will make sure there's more than enough time. This is for those people that panic that they won't have enough time. Can you come in after school and work on it some? Yes, you may. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my tutoring days. If you want to come in and type your words instead of wherever it is that you normally go on Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. Andrew. If it not, you won't be able to edit it. You'll be able to see it, but not edit it. Okay. We're all good. Yes. You can save it to backups. You can if you'd like to. Yes. If you don't trust yourself. Yes. Alright, so now you can go back to the LA Conley up at the top of there. You can go to your quiz 18 to take your quiz. Excuse me. It's okay. I'm not grading it till I'm not grading it till after it's due. I will not look at any of it until the book is completed. So worry not. It is okay. Calm down.
I feel like
Okay.
I'm
So go back to where it says LA Conley, then you can get to your weekly quiz. Pull out your cheat sheet. Don't forget to mark what's right and or wrong. And then, yes, pause. Eyeballs here. As we talked about earlier, then you're going to go back to your letters and numbers after your quiz, and I want you to type the I'm sorry or I'm not sorry poem. That's gonna go in the right-hand column from what we typed last week. Okay? Yes, then you can go back to your words if you want to. Okay, that was plenty of transition time to, now let's dial it down back to a work time. That's why you have the cheat sheet to look off from, because at some point, everything from the ceiling did have to come down, so it's gonna be down until after testing. And you're not gonna live in my room forever anyway. At some point, you gotta get it to the back of your ring where it's gonna stay forever. She can't hear you, so think the things in your head instead of saying them out loud. Regular gifts is not a gift? What are you talking about?
Dang it!
It's never a gift. It's a gift from me, Zach. It's as good as I'm gonna get.
The problems I didn't ask for.
About time. Did it
Because that's what our stims are all the time. What is this week? It's about time. Jackson, you're not allowed
right.
Me too. I gotta.
I like
Because it's saying her walk the dog. Her walk.
Don't yell at the answer. Don't yell at the answer. But they're not asking is the pronoun used correctly. They're asking is the verb used correctly. I'm trying to get you to read the directions because we've had so many on directions lately. So yes, read the pronoun is not used correctly, but that's not what they're asking for.
Thanks for the answer.
You're welcome. Gotta do your poem first. Do your poem first, and then I can show you how to get that. Okay. No, I'm causing big enough disruption now. Dial back down. Thank you. Up. Just a second, Zach.
I don't.
Because it went from the carpet to this book. No, it's not a discussion. It's what it says it is. You guys know what
Where's the questions? What questions?
The questions are work. I had the notes.
Hey, calm down.
Notes throughout the observation and wanted to gather my thoughts. I like the way that she takes the steps to check for understanding, and she assesses the student's prior knowledge of expectations. She models the activity while giving verbal and nonverbal cues. She assesses individual questions and concerns, viewing the students individually and what needs they need for learning. I like the way that she explains in detail to create a better understanding of the concepts. She walks around actively monitoring and checking for understanding. She works individually with students that struggle or have need of clarification of the subject area or the programming. She is using Excel, and she does go through and modify the assignment for students that have special considerations. She repeats the expectations throughout the lesson and gives differentiation strategies for completion. The students remained engaged throughout the lesson. They're respectful, they follow directions easily, and the expectations were easily seen and demonstrated by the students in the classroom. The students' questioning was identified and followed through. She restated every time a student asked a question or needed clarification for things, so that if others were questioning and had a concern with the instructions given, that there was clarification there. Her redirections were done quickly and quietly. The students, you could tell that they had a personal interaction with her, and they were comfortable with the redirection. They were comfortable with following the directions given quickly. They responded respectfully. I have to say, since it was a technology lesson, the hardest part was not giving redirection when the teacher struggled with certain parts, and so, but at the same time gave me a idea of what I was lacking in for the professional development that I provide on the campus. And so I was able to have a candid conversation with her and say, you know, these are some of the needs that I'm seeing in your language and vocabulary that you use with students, and then also of your knowledge of the programs that we have available for students. And so I can definitely see that this will be a interesting thing for me as a administrator or for a professional development. It's fun to see and watch what is going on in the classroom, how resources are being used, and the best practices in effect. I feel it necessary then to reflect with the teacher and look forward to providing new learning and instruction. and I loved watching the interactions between the teacher and her students. I believe that she built a great trust and respect relationship between her class and herself, and that lent to a very productive lesson. I found that it was easier to observe the class and look at different aspects of the classroom than it was to watch the video of me observing. I realized that when doing the observation, I need to be careful of the expressions that I make on my face. I'm very expressive, and I get very intent when I am typing, and because it's so intense, I wouldn't want to give off the wrong idea to the teacher that they had some sort of sense of wrongdoing, or that anything other than just that I was concentrating on the note-taking. I felt that I felt good about the amount of eye contact that I made with the teacher, and that as far as the observation goes, I felt like I was looking up and identifying things that were going on in the classroom, but going back and looking at it, I spent a lot of time typing those notes, and so just being mindful that every time I look down to type the notes that I am missing a possible opportunity to view something, and I just being very mindful of the ticks and the brushing my hair, pushing my glasses up, things like that, regardless of the actions of me being in the back of the classroom. I know that just being in the classroom makes a big impact on students, and making sure my presence is not a distraction. In consideration for the multicultural awareness and some of the ethnic appreciation throughout, the classes are very diverse. The student population for the school is very encompassing of and very reflective of our school district. So we have quite a few different backgrounds, and taking that into consideration, what I found with the rapport and the interactions with the students, that you could tell it was genuine interactions with the students. And as far as gender sensitivity, there was not any identifiable pieces that just stood out in my mind, other than the one interaction where the girl wants to help the person next to them, which it is collaboration, and she was trying to be helpful, but instead of showing him how to do it, or modeling how to do it, or giving instructions how to do it, she does it for him. And the teacher says, oh, well, I guess you're going to go home and help him when he has to do it all over again and doesn't understand. And the interactions between them had the potential to be negative, because the girl could have taken that as an embarrassment instead, or the boy as an embarrassment.